Hi Watch fam, What's in the Box is back. This week we've got a special guest in a special place, so come see what's in the box this week. Hi Ripley.
How's it going?
Surprising to see you, absolutely love it. Justin is out this week, so you are kind enough to fill in.
I'm so happy to be here.
We are too, so if you can't tell, we're in a little bit of a special place. We've got some planes going above us, but nonetheless, we've got a really special box waiting for us to open up. Before we get into this, can I see you? What are you wearing on your wrist?
Well, my palm dial.
Lovely.
One that you're usually wearing. How about yourself?
I actually love that watch on you so much. It's hard for me to see people in that and not just think of you. So anyway, you've owned the palm dial to me. I have on a pyramid dial.
Very
Lady
nice.
Datejust, yep.
Two different interesting dials.
Yes, this is from 1986, but 69178. It's kind of one of my favorite.
And about as opposite ends of the Datejust collection. Yours is solid gold,
Yes.
fluted bezel, present bracelet. Mine's all steel, oyster, smooth bezel.
Yes, we are happy to kind of be on both ends of the spectrum. Where do you guys fall in the wrist check range this week? Let us know in the comments. It's always fun hearing what you guys are wearing because they literally wear everything. It's really fun, all brands included. And sometimes they like what we're wearing too, so that's always special. Okay, we have a box over here. We're gonna open it. We're gonna give you guys a little bit of a review on whatever it is. They've set it aside for us, so if you're ready, I'm ready.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it.
All right, let's get this over here. Thank you so much. Do you wanna have the honors of opening it?
Yeah, definitely. Any excuse to use one of these wee little Rolex knives.
Yeah.
Well, that would be the nail file because it is the Swiss Army knife version.
We get lots of boxes off the FedEx truck, so our team sets it aside. They have cut the label off, so I don't know where this has come from, but that makes it a little bit more fun. I like guessing, so I'm not gonna like super duper look. I would say if you see the brand and you give me a clue, I'll take it. A two-part open?
Two-part opening, yeah, that's why you couldn't just peek at the under the lid. So already,
Alinghi.
Alinghi, but the collection spans 2 watches, so
Which one? Chrono.
And nope, there you go.
No, okay, I actually like this one a lot. Tudor Pelagos, beautiful watch. Really fun. This is FXD.
Yeah, it's a FXD. I believe these came out last year in 2023. Tudor, I mean, Alinghi, the boat racing squadron, was previously with Omega. Now they're with Tudor. And this was released last year as a collection of 2 different models. They have the Chrono, like you mentioned, and this one. But the interesting thing, I think, for me about these is their titanium and carbon composite.
Oh, yeah. Is that like a navy?
And yeah, dark blue, but like obviously a black case because the carbon composite.
Yep.
And so the interesting thing about these is they use a titanium internal structure to kind of, would that be the threaded components, but the actual middle case, with including the fixed lug bars, is all carbon composite, and then of course you have the titanium bezel ring. But it's very different, and then you don't get the branding on the dial, but you get around the rehaut.
Yes,
right there.
which I actually love the rehaut, the writing on the rehaut. It says Alinghi Red Bull Racing. Weight-wise, feels pretty good.
Yeah, it still has a mechanical movement, so this isn't like, you know, an RM mega light type of thing, but I mean, it makes so much sense for a sport where the boats themselves are made out of carbon fiber.
Yep.
And I think what's interesting about it is it does have a countdown bezel and it moves bidirectionally, so it's not just like a diver with a color scheme. You know, you could see this more practically being used for like a countdown timer for the regatta, and obviously the Chrono, that lends itself in that family as well. But do you prefer this one or the Chrono? It's
a great question. After seeing both, and especially having this in hand, look, I love a Chrono, but I think I like the simplicity of this one a little bit more. I think it's a little bit more wearable outside of like maybe the use case aspect of it. Let me put it on my wrist. I feel like the wrist test is always, I'm gonna hold it for a sec, is always where it's at. So this is 42 millimeters, if I'm not mistaken.
And it uses their in-house MT5602 movement, so the same freehand that you'll get in a lot of other similarly sized models.
Yeah.
It is COSC certified, but obviously Tudor being part of the Rolex family, they regulate their movements even beyond that -4 to +6. So I think it's -2 to +4, so tighter tolerances. It's the Kanisi manufactured movement, so it's not just like a standard ETA variety. But I think
That's
it's really
good.
cool what Tudor's doing with the FXD line. They've got the cycling edition
Totally.
chrono. They're kind of making these sport-specific ones. And for the Pelagos, where it is the modern sports watch for them, I think it's entirely appropriate.
It looks pretty good.
Yeah, it does look
Definitely
good.
sporty. Is it wild that I would never say I like black and a dark blue together, but it works.
No, I like
Especially
the
if this
colorway.
gets wet or something, I'm sure it goes a little deeper too.
I like the colorway. I also feel like the black carbon composite used for that outer case section makes it feel a little smaller. Like
Yes.
format, it's similar to the regular FXD, but
wanna see this on
it
you.
does look a little bit smaller on the wrist. I think just the dark color of the case. For me, I like the FXD a lot. I love the concept. I love the fact that it doesn't have any spring bars. There's no point of failure to have
yeah.
it come off your wrist, and with the pass-through style strap, even if one of the bars were to break, it's still wrapped on.
Yes.
But yeah, this to me just wears a little bit smaller and more compact
It looks good on
than
you too.
the standard FXD. Yeah, this is a great like just kind of summer watch or something.
Yeah, it is. I'm
Especially if you
surprised.
like the Alinghi Red Bull Racing team.
I was gonna say, it does go a little branded, but I do like that it's not really loud or bold. It's there, you could see it and notice it, but really if you're looking,
I do like this version of the
pops
strap.
red.
I do like this version of the
Yes.
strap. I was just about to say that red highlight on the end of it's really nice.
It's just enough, you know what I mean? Like gives you that Red Bull branding and gives you kind of, what does it say on
and
the case back?
yeah,
Ooh.
you get the Red Bull Alinghi Racing logo there
That's
as well.
awesome. Look, Pelagos as a whole, love. FXD, I'm actually a pretty big fan. And I wish Justin was here for this one because this was definitely up his alley too,
And
right?
he owns the original
Yep.
full-size Pelagos, which I'm always torn about which my favorite Pelagos is.
Well,
I
now
gotta
wanna
love the
know.
OG, gotta love that clasp. It's probably the most technically impressive,
Yeah.
I mean, it is by far. But for me, I love the concept of the FXD, and I think this is a really cool version of it. I personally don't have any affinity for the Red Bull Alinghi Racing
Of
team,
course.
but I love the concept of this watch.
Yep.
I think also, you know, it's carbon composite. That's very rare for what you're going to currently finding in Tudor's catalog. It's
true.
really confined to this and its siblings within this lineup. So
Yep.
I like this.
I like unique things, and I think it's co-branding with Alinghi and Red Bull, fun, right? But then you get to the details of its actual material, awesome. I prefer this one. Do you like the chrono or this version?
Honestly, I want to say I like the chrono, but if we had to choose one that was going
Yes,
to be
I'm forcing
for this partnership exclusively, because I think that's what a big success of this particular watch is. The watch that Tudor did for the Red Bull, or not Red Bull, it'd be the Red Bull's B team, B
Yes.
Carb. It's a black-based ceramic, so it's a dive watch. It's a kind of modified dive watch. It makes it feel a lot more true to the sport. So while I think chrono wouldn't be the obvious choice, I kind of like this. I like the countdown bezel. It's simple to use.
Yeah.
And it also, again, because the Alinghi's just up there on the chapter ring, it doesn't look like
Yep.
you're wearing a piece of team merch as much.
True.
But yeah, I think it'd be this one for me, unexpected, but not the chronograph.
I love that. Curious, if you guys haven't seen it, do a little search, look at the chrono, and then compare it to this one, and let us know which one you like. I think this one's great. It's a good package. I'm a fan of unique things, and this kind of does it for me. I love the Pelagos as a whole. I'm used to that poppy blue on the Pelagos as well, and so this is a fun little change up. It feels refined in a way, which is kind of wild to say. I'm not getting that really stark contrast between that pop of blue and the white. Typically, that's all around it. So this is good. I think it's the black. I really do. I think the black like helps kind of pull this down a little bit more. And at 42 millimeters, look, I'm surprised it wears smaller a little bit. So it's kind of fun.
Yeah, I like the watch. I think it kind of makes sense for the partnership.
Price point's great too.
Yeah, and I mean, it is an even lighter version of the standard one. So.
Yes. All right. Well, kind of a special watch this week. Special with you always. So thank you for stopping
thank you for
by
having me.
and sharing some fun facts about this watch. As always, this watch will soon be available on bobswatches.com. So be sure to head over to the Tudor page and give it a look if you guys are interested. Otherwise, Ripley, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for
I
having
hope
me
you
as
come back
always.
more often, please.
Anytime
Maybe
you
in this
want.
space too. So I guess time will tell. Otherwise, everybody, we'll be back with a fresh episode of What's in the Box soon. Until then, be well.